Hi everybody, Anita Dawn from Anita Dawn Wellbeing, Cell Pilates and Anita On Demand. I am actually this month, I'm doing a 6-week Pilates beginners course. It's face to face, so I'm sorry most of you won't be able to join me, but if you are in the Southwest Manchester area, then get in touch because I will be running another course from the beginning of July. All right, so it's just a small group, maximum 6 people, and you can really ask questions and really get a grip with what Pilates is all about and make sure that you're doing it correctly. But what we talk about very, very much is about neutral spine. Pilates is very much about spinal mobility and core strength, which protects the spine. So many people have back issues for several reasons. One is that they're very stiff in the spine, maybe thoracic spine, which then puts too much stress on the lumbar spine, and maybe on the lumbar spine, and then you get discomfort and problems where the lumbar spine connects with the sacrum. The main 3 parts of the spine that we need to know about are the cervical spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine. So let's have a look, and I'll stand up. I hope you can see me here. So we have the cervical spine, that's the neck. It's a inward curve, it's a curving forward. Then we have the thoracic spine, goes from the top of the shoulder blades to the bottom of the ribs. Yeah, that's an outward curve, slightly an outward curve for the thoracic spine. And then the lumbar spine, slightly inward curve, a forward curve there. And that is what we need. It creates if the spine was straight, there would be no absorption through the spine, a lot of jarring through the spine and into the vertebrae and into the hips and all the other joints of the body. All right, so it's really important that we think about maintaining that neutral alignment. The problem with today's society is that we have lengthened that cervical spine with our forward head posture. That can cause an excessive kyphosis, rounded thoracic spine, and perhaps if you're having that, then in order to look up, we tend to then have a lordotic spine, an excessive lordosis in the lower back. That can also be caused by locking the knees out, poor postural standing position. So in Pilates, we work to bring the spine back to its neutral position. All right, so we just want that gentle forward curve in the cervical spine, a gentle thoracic curve, and then an inward lordotic lower spine curve there. All right, so really very, very important. So how can we find our neutral spine? We need to, a lot of the exercises that we do, stabilizing exercises, that's how we strengthen the muscles, is when we're stabilizing the spine in neutral. So we need to know how to find it. So we tend to elevate and depress the shoulders. I'm going quite fast through this, but just to be aware that the shoulders like to creep up, and then we want to keep the shoulders down. Always know where the shoulders are and the shoulder blades. Then sometimes we're rounding too much. That's a kyphotic spine. We want to avoid that, and also squeezing the shoulder blades together is also not a great idea. So if we do that a couple of times, come halfway, that is our neutral thoracic spine. So protract, retract halfway, we're good to go. Same with the lumbar spine. So if the pelvis is in neutral, the lumbar spine is in neutral. So I like to think of the pelvis as a bucket, one hand front and back, soften the knees so we get more movement. And if we tip the pelvis forward, tipping the water out the front of the bucket, and tipping the pelvis back, tipping the water out the back of the bucket. So if we do that tipping, keeping the upper body still, tilt forward and back a couple of times, come halfway, and that will be neutral pelvic alignment, which will also mean that the lumbar spine is in neutral. Okay, if you want to get really technical, we could take the hands and make a diamond shape. So I'm getting those thumbs together and the fingers. So I'm reaching my fingers down to my pubic bone. If you've got a rather large tummy, then this might not be very accurate or difficult to do. Yeah, so then I'm really stretching those thumbs to meet as well, just below the belly button. Now, in a neutral pelvic alignment, neutral lumbar spine, the thumbs are directly above the fingers. But if I have a lordosis, where the pelvis is tilting forward, then the fingers or the thumbs are in front of the fingers. Some people have a flat lumbar spine, or they're tucking under all the time, thinking that the bottom looks a little smaller. And then you've got the thumbs behind the fingers. Now, this applies to whether you're on the floor, kneeling on the floor, lying on your side. Is a lot of the time during Pilates in everyday life, we're looking for that neutral spine. Why is it so important? Because we want to strengthen the muscles in that good spinal alignment. And if we do strength training and we're not in neutral and we're doing a row, then we're teaching our body to be strong in this position. And we do not want that, do we? So we want to always bringing things back to neutral. We want to be doing our strength training in neutral spine. Yes. And also the core muscles work much better when the spine is in neutral. Okay, so if you've got any comments, any questions, then do get in touch with me. But I hope you found that interesting. And it is really very, very important to know, not just for doing Pilates, for stabilizing your joints when you're doing strength training in the gym. As soon as you start adding weight, really very, very important. Okay, so do get in touch if you're in the Southwest Manchester area, even, travel in to Sale Pilates. And I have my next Pilates beginners course, 6-week course, and people get homework. This is part of their homework, just reviewing the neutral spine, how to get there. You do get a little video in between the weekly sessions, which are face-to-face, which is great now, isn't it? Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you next time. Have a great day.